We were mainly field engineers, but we also try to sell instruments and control valves and single valve controllers. Was a very good time because you have very good friends in the companies, because in the customer, because you worked with them in the field. You spend nights working in process, in projects. It was a very good relationship with the customer. That is still the key point in sales. You must have to have good relationship with the end user, or otherwise you are going to have problems in the same process.
You were able to see a lot of projects in your experience. Do you remember one project that you remember that you feel it's something you will never forget after all this time?
The first one I made in a sugar mill, an evaporator train in a sugar mill near Cali, was I made the sale, and I also made the startup. I spent almost 5 days reviewing the installation of the transmitter, reviewing the installation of the control valves, configuring the single loop controllers, tuning the single loop controllers, and they were almost 8 of them. Later, connecting the single loop controllers to a supervisory control. That was a very good experience, a very good project, because you need to just read the manual and go to the field and look for the solution. No internet and no way to consult to the experts. Please show me a video about the configuration. Just only open the book and read all the specifications. That was my first, one of my first projects in the industry.
You were saying that in the field you were far away from the city and there was no internet, there was no cell phones. So how did you communicate with the experts in the companies where they produce the sensors?
Really, the only way was through the fax machine. But the customer don't allow to send a fax directly to the US. That means make a call to your office in Bogotá and write down the question and send to the factory expert. They help to solve the situation. What about incrustation? What about acid? What about the chemical compatibility of the transmitter capsules? We have that support from the factory. Now that is something that for me looks like lost in the software, in the selection software. That experience is very critical to have. Really, that was people that have the real life, the real experience in the field. So, and it's critical for any instrumentation company to have that type of support. Yeah.
So even though we have digitalization and we're trying to do these platforms to buy everything online, you believe that having someone expert in a company allowing you to select the right product to the right application is still necessary?
Of course. The same with the end users. The end users used to have very good instrument people. They retire, and the new ones don't care about that. And there is going to be problems. There is going to be problems in the next application. Okay. Configuration software. Handheld configurators don't solve the field problems. They solve very easy situation and very clear, very programmed situation. The real problem with the application must be solved by one person who knows the application. That is no way.
So if you want to give an advice to, let's say, college students or high school people that's going out of high school now, you will tell them to start, at least for a period of time, go to the field. If I get
of course. Of course. I remember one situation in a paper mill. I was a salesman. I was visiting the people in the paper machine. I was waiting to be received by the paper mill project coordinator. And at that moment, there were at least 5 engineers from the company, and I was waiting my time for the appointment. At that moment, the president of the company entered the office. So many people seated in front of the computer. and said very angry. That is the reason we are making so bad paper. All of you, please go out to the machine. He looks to me, and I say, I am a salesman. okay, you can stay here. But the message was clear. You must be near the process. How is smell? How is the noise? How is the temperature? How is the environment? There is a lot of information about the situation in the field. Internet, how is going to be applied really in the plan at the plant level?